weather on NBC 10 Boston, Boston's most accurate forecast.
You know, if Joe Constiglione was on the First Alert weather team, he would say Mother Nature is pitching a shutout here in the end of the summer. I mean, everything is a strike.
I think everybody's loving it, too.
Yeah.
Temperatures in the 80s once again tomorrow, and we have this special treat in the sky tomorrow evening. We should have a mostly clear sky, although I'm a little worried about some patches of fog. This starts around 8:40-ish, and it is the partial eclipse of the moon. Earth casts a shadow on the moon, and it peaks around 10:44. 8% of the moon is covered. So that's not a lot, and it's really almost imperceptible. So, you know, this is kind of one of those cool events, but not anything that's earth-shattering, too. Harvest moon and a super moon this month. Stays warm for now. Potential rain into Thursday. How much is coming? That's still in question. We're wrestling with that and how far north that rain gets, but we can see the 60s go all the way up into southern New Hampshire. But the 50s are creeping closer to Brockton, and we're in them in Taunton and also through New Bedford. And that's also where we find the fog and out through the vineyards, too. And this is starting to creep up into Stoughton and Norwood and maybe Bedford and Boston by morning, although it seems like we might have a limit to that. There's also smoke in the upper atmosphere that's coming through tomorrow. Once again, we're in it, wafting around in the upper atmosphere, dimming the sun at times. So keep that in mind. You know, brilliant sunrises and sunsets. And tomorrow we'll feast on these 80s once again. Middle 80s in Lowell, straight through Framingham, back over towards Norwood. Boston, even around 80 degrees. The North Shore, too. The winds are out of the southwest, so that helps us along. And any morning fog burns off quickly tomorrow. This should be the last day of 80-degree weather. Some spots still hit it on Wednesday, but Boston will not. The clouds will thicken on Wednesday, and then Thursday the showers will try to get to us, and it'll be a little windy along the coastline. The chance for about 50%, which is the best we've seen in almost a month here. This is part of the equation here. This weather system that's rolling through the Carolinas had the potential to become a tropical system, but it's a bunch of rain right now, and that moves up the eastern seaboard. But it has a limit. It's not moving into northern New England. This is not charging into southern New England. It looks like a good swath of it will come through Connecticut and also Cape Cod, but then it breaks up through Boston and Worcester, and we can't promise much across southern New Hampshire or the Merrimack Valley. And see it fall apart? It drops to the south once again. So our rain potential is greatest here, Providence to Chatham and Plymouth as well. But Boston and Worcester right on the line, and north of us, it looks like we might be on the line for any sprinkles. High over low pressure. This is what is known as a block in the atmosphere, and everything stops almost. So that this weather system will sit to our south through the weekend and into early next week. That does not spoil your weekend plans, but it does create an issue. We'll have low clouds and fog in the morning, and we'll be much cooler. We'll fall back to the 60s, too. So we can't promise a lot of sun this weekend. Oh, we'll promise a little at least, especially in the afternoons. But the mornings may be a little bleak. Autumn rise at 8:43. We're back after the break.